Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will be bringing you another match from the Collegiate Dota 2 League. This game will be featuring the UMASS Amherst team Dogfucker Esports and the Pitt team Pitt. I don't think they actually have a name. Yeah, they just seem to be tagged up as Pitt. So it'll be UMass Amherst versus Pitt, featuring two of my, as you can see, my friends. These are two of my teammates, so we have a little bit of a grudge match going on right now. Be interesting to see which one is going to be able to pull out ahead, but this is in the winner's bracket, so it will be best of three, so I expect at least two good games. And I need to remember to close that. Excuse me, I was just about to talk and start coughing. Their first pick today, or ban today, should be Nature's Prophet. I know G does not like that hero, and seemingly makes sense that he'd ban it out. Again, a really powerful hero for the global strat, and always a good pusher. You never want to be making a 5-man push bottom while a Furion ports in to take your racks. And conversely, that Dogfucker Esports, which I need to call UMass because I don't want to keep saying that, bans Darkseer just because he's overall a strong hero and a really good team fighter. And of course, Dirge is banned out again by Pitt because, again, another team fighter hero. So since they're getting a lot of team fighting heroes picked out, I wouldn't be too surprised to see more of a late game strategy, because when you want to get two late game heroes banned, especially by Pitt, you kind of either want to secure your own late game or you want to go for something really early. And since they're not looking to pick up the Dirge in the tri lane, I wouldn't expect something too early. But then again, this is the meta of the tri lane, and so I wouldn't be. It always, there's so many heroes you can put in the tri lane is what I'm trying to say. So even though Dirge is such a strong tri lane hero, you can always find someone else to put in the tri lane. And we do see Rubik picked out by UMass Amherst. Okay, I got it right that time. First pick Invoker out of Pitt. That's interesting. He's not. You don't see him first pick this much anymore since the base damage nerf, and especially with the ability to put a Batrider or TA mid. I'm kind of shocked that they went for a first pick Invoker since he just is so easy. Oh wow, they got Batrider too. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see which hero they put mid. Both heroes do fairly well against Invoker, especially now that he's got nerfed. Wow, these are some really fast picks. So we see a THD and a Tidehunter picked up. Again, really strong heroes, especially Tidehunter. I personally love that hero because all you have to do is clip two people with a Ravage and you can turn a team fight so easily, especially early levels. And not only the stun early levels is really important, but it's 250 damage, or sorry, 200 damage to everybody on the team if you hit a 5-man Ravage, and it's really important. And it's a good thing that Rubik was banned, although it was banned by UMass Amherst. If they had picked it up, it's really a lot easier now to steal Ravage from a Tidehunter. Since the slight nerf to the projectile speed of his tentacles, since Ravage takes longer to reach the farthest end, Rubik can stand farther away and steal Ravage, and the more time it takes before Ravage hits him. And since he's got it, Tidehunter has to go through the cast animation, it's a lot easier for Rubik to steal it before excuse me, I was going to say Soul Catcher, but I mean Anchor Smash goes off. It'll be interesting to see what UMass Amherst picks up. Since they do have two very powerful ganking heroes, I wouldn't be surprised to see a hard carry picked here. Since they know they go Veno. That's interesting. I guess Veno is just always good, and he does secure the really strong ganking lineup since Gale is just such a powerful spell. And since the kind of nerf to it now that it's 125 mana, it's not so much the spam early and just never run out of mana, since you can only use it once on his base mana pool at level 1. You kind of need to be able to prepare the gank more with it because you can use it less. And so I like it. I kind of like the change though, because it makes him more of a, you have to think a little bit more with Venomancer than before when you could just randomly spam out any spell and have plenty left for your ultimate. We do see a lot of fast bans. Void is getting banned out by UMass Amherst. I don't think it's the best ban, since Invoker and Tidehunter, they kind of don't need the Chronosphere in order to turn a team fight. But they looking at that lineup, I would expect the right click carry, so that's what they're preparing for. Conversely, we do see that Pitt has banned out Bounty Hunter, who's always a really powerful hero and would complement this ganking lineup perfectly out of UMass Amherst, because just track gold and the benefits of being an invis hero to scout out a new gank. It's just so powerful on Bounty Hunter, and especially in Asia, that hero has been picked up a lot into the meta, and for good reason. It's just that gold difference can turn games, even if you're behind. If you get a couple good team fights with a couple of tracks, or more importantly, anytime you take an even trade with track up, the team that has the bounty hunter wins just because of the gold difference. So it's pretty important to have a bounty hunter either picked or banned. I expect him to be picked or banned second round almost every game. Do you see AM and Brewmaster banned out as well by Pitt? Don't want to have the late game or even more of a team fight to go with them. They do pick up a Syllabear. I like it. He's a really powerful hero, and he's tanky enough to survive all these heroes. Meanwhile, we do have Luna picked up, a great team fight hero. She can just man mode any hero since her bouncing glaives and regen off Helm of the Dominator and eventually when she gets Satanic. She just regens so much health that she can sit there in the middle of the fight and right-click forever while her ult is going off, which can just tear heroes apart, especially if she catches them out 1v1. And it would go really well with the tri-lane, which they appear to be setting up for with the Benno. So if I had to guess right now, I'd say they're going to put TA mid, bat in the off lane, and then set up a safe lane tri-lane with Benno, Luna, +1. But again, the Syllabear, I like it. If the Syllabear can get a lot of farm, he's going to save the same purpose as Luna. Just get into that fight, survive forever, and deal out a lot of damage, especially if you can get that early Radiance, which will tear apart heroes like Venomancer really quickly. And Entangle and Radiance Burn will tear apart TA's Refraction, which is really important, because right now the only heroes they really have to deal with it is Jakiro when he gets his Dual Breath going. But I think Dual Breath has to be level 2 before the dot. Yeah, it has to be level 2 because you need 10 damage to take off Refraction ticks. So it has to be a level 2 Dual Breath. And in this new meta, you tend to level up Ice Path just because it's such a good stun. So they kind of need, I feel like for the 5th, they need a way to deal with this TA. Either a really tanky hero or a shutdown hero, like even Bane. Bane would be really good, I feel like. Or Naga, yes, another good hero. The net will just keep that TA in position, or the bat if the bat comes in, lassos, and you get the net off. And it also sets up the team fight perfectly, because it's really important with Tidehunter to get position, but also people don't realize you can put Macropyre down before or during the Naga ult. We do see a Sand King. That will go into the tri-lane and give UMASS Amherst even more of a team fight. But the net Naga works really well here, I feel like, because with the sleep, she can set up invoker spells like the meatball, which the fire will leave or will stay on the ground after the meatball has been dropped. Tidehunter will be able to get into position. Bear will be able to get his bear if it has radiance into the middle of 4 heroes just to maximize the DPS. And of course, Macropyre and Ice Path can be preemptively dropped so that when when the sleep does fall, you'll be able to just turn the team fight instantly. Alright, so introducing the players, we have G from Pitt on Invoker. Direlight will be playing the Syllabear, most likely offlane. We have Notney will be playing the Naga. Mohala will be playing the Tidehunter. And Free Real Estate will be playing the THD. And it looks like all 5 heroes will be going bot for UMASS Amherst. I'm assuming the TA will come with them. But we do have Chinchillax. No, oh sorry, they're just I don't know what the Luna was doing. But anyway, well, that's a chesty shot. Chinchillax will be playing on the TA. Luna will be played by Selena. No Brainer will be playing the SK. Lord Gandhi of India, all hail, will be playing Venomancer, and Ralph will be playing the Bat Rider. So it looks like the Dire team is just going down to place on some wards. They're not going to block the pull since they did see the Tidehunter and expect all 5 heroes to be here, which I think they can get out of. It's not too bad. This ward is just pretty important though, because it can see any ganks that the Radiant side decides to take through this jungle path, which is really important if they can wrap around. Looks like they are going to be, yeah, they will be. These heroes were just going down to place the wards. I'm trying to say they wouldn't go with a tri-lane with a bat. Bat's not really the greatest tri-lane hero, especially since he's so survivable on his own. And it looks like we will have a safe lane tri-lane against an offlane bear, and then a solo bat against the tri-lane, which is THD, Tidehunter, and Naga. Now it's really important, both tri-lanes didn't get their pulls warded, but the Syllabear I feel like could mess up the lane a little bit more than anybody else can. since he can just pull the wave, or he can use his bear to block the pull if he's really feeling confident with his hero. And it looks like he is being able to pull the wave right now. Very smart move, because there's nothing that UMass can do to stop this bear right now. They don't have enough stun locks to, and you can't ever drop the aggro on the creep wave from the bear unless the bear runs out of range. And it looks like he'll be able to get some action here. And we do have, sorry, Invoker versus TA mid. TA should be able to win this match, but you never know. Invoker, if he can get some ganks, or if he can get some Sunstrike kills, particularly on the bat, then Pitt might have a chance to get the Invoker back into the lane. And people always underestimate the amount of golden experience you get from those Sunstrike kills, but it's really important to take a leg up in the mid matchup, which you can see he's already behind since he's only level 2 just now, and the TA does have a slight XP advantage, but that is because the creep wave hadn't died already. So it looks like the Syllabear is trying to just last hit with his bear. I think he should try to just keep pulling the wave, since A, he doesn't have a ward on the Sand King, and B, he's not in, his bear only has 43 base damage, so it's going to be really hard to last hit the wave. Although it does look like he's trying to just harass right now. But he kind of needs that early Orb of Venom on the bear in order to trade harassment, since the bear just does so little damage and he can't get any farm, so there's not really anything he can do. I do see a bottle picked up by the TA. She has wasted a lot of mana on her refraction, which you don't really need. I feel like she's using it right now just to get last hits, which you really don't need against an Invoker. But I think since Invoker is going to be sitting mid, I would expect the TA to have complete rune control this game. So it's good for her. She'll be able to gank, especially with the DD top. She can just go get the rune and gank so easily once she hits level 6, since those traps are just so powerful. Looks like the bear is trying to steal the pull, but Scylla's out of range, so he can't actually attack with it. He's got to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage on that bear, and he doesn't have... Once he gets to that first resummon, it's going to be really hard for him to stay in this lane, even as hard as it is right now for him. It's like TA has bottled the DD, and it's just going to stay mid. But as you can see, the base damage alone, like 49 to 67, it's really, it should be pretty simple for TA to win this lane, but as we can see from the last hits, they're dead even right now. We do see that both carries, Naga and Luna, are farming away. Not particularly well right now. The numbers are a little low from what they should be, but this isn't a high level game, so I'm not going to expect burning level farm on every carry. Mostly passive game right now. I feel like both teams can be a lot more aggressive, since they do have with double stun on one lane and a net and a stun on the other. So and they both have slows. So they're really the same heroes on both lanes, honestly, which is kind of funny to me. But I don't know. They can be a lot more aggressive, I feel like. But as long as both teams are farming well, then you don't want to be the team that goes aggressive and misses out in farm while the other team is able to farm up away. So let's see what happens in the mid game. Right now it does look like the bear is winning over the bat, though. It does have 4 CS, I know, a whopping amount, but bat has been completely denied right now. And he's only, bear should be what, level 3 right now, and bat is only level 2, yeah. So he's hurting for experience, but it's expected. He shouldn't be able to get anything out of this lane. I would be a little disappointed if Pitt even let him get an inch. At this point, though, since they're not trying to get the kill, I think both teams should be trying to gank mid, because both these heroes in Invoker and in TA are really, really strong once they start snowballing, and both the supports that were picked up for both UMass Amherst and Pitt are incredibly strong ganking heroes. If you get Veno and SK in a gank with some smoke on them, they'll be able to do the double stun and slow. Invoker just won't be able to do anything, especially since he is going an Exort build, so he won't be able to Ghost Walk out of any gank. I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity that UMass Amherst isn't trying to take advantage of that. It's a little harder to gank at TA just because you have to bring Dust for Meld. Although she is skipping Meld this game, I don't like that. Meld just gives you the -2 armor and 50 damage alone. It's really powerful on harassing down the Invoker. Oh, messes up the trap a little, too close to the tower. But that 1 gold isn't going to shift the difference in this lane. So again, things are really quiet. It looks like TA is starting to win the lane a little bit more, but it's not. There's nothing major happening, and I have nothing to really comment on. I guess I'll just go over a little bit what I expect to see on the mid game. I think once Bat gets 6, he should just definitely leave the lane altogether. Although, I will point out one thing. When your off lane is getting shut down this hard, like where the Bat is 4-0, and they don't have a particularly strong pushing lineup, especially since THD isn't leveling his Liquid Fire, I feel like it would have been more beneficial for the Bat to leave the lane altogether and just go into the jungle, get up some early levels and farm that he really needs if he wants to make it a ganking impact in this game, which since he's not going to do anything with farm right now, he kind of needs it. Looks like they are pinging bot, and looks like Bat might be caught out of position here. One gush will land, but no, the ice path. Oh, it will catch him, but I don't know what they're going to be able to do. Bat should be able to fly out of map. Looks like he is caught in the corner right now, but he should be able to keep juking. Double Pool Breath is able to chip him down a little bit, and he has that half health, but I think he'll be able to keep juking around here. Another gush does go out, but it's kind of a tricky situation. Bat is flying the wrong way, though. I think he's trying to just juke his way out. He needs to buy a TP, though. Oh, no, this is a huge mistake on his part. He's trying to cut through the trees right now, but if he had just bought a TP, he would have been completely fine. And Tidehunter is going to see these tree line cut down, and THD should be able to throw a nice path once they do find the Bat, which he has revealed himself right now. Yeah, and Bat will be going down right now. One more Riptide, yep, and Pitt follows first blood, and very importantly gets it on the Naga. Now, although the problem is they did commit a lot to that, Naga didn't get as much farm, which is seen, well, I guess it's pretty even with Luna since she's missing last hits, but they did waste a lot of time on that to get the kill, which is good on Bat, but he still died because when he was in this position over here, he should have just been able to fly up into the tree line, just run past everything, and hope that he could have made it in a mad dash to safety, instead of trying to be fancy and juke around. Especially since he saw that the only stun they had, an ice path, had been used. He should have known that even if he was gushed, he would be able to outrun anything. So it looks like TA is picking up most of the farm in mid. Invoker's really falling far behind, and he did try and Sunstrike up top, but it wasn't close enough to kill the Luna, who has plenty of regen, and is going for an early drum, it looks like. Looks like TA is trying to gank bot. I don't know how I feel about this. Bat is not level 6, and TA can only do so much on her own. And it looks like she is going to be able to get caught out here. Looks like she's trying to go after the Naga, ignoring the Tidehunter. I'm not sure I agree with this, but they might be able to get this kill. Looks like Naga does have her sleep ready. I was just gonna say I didn't know she was level 6, and she just got level 6. Look at that, 4 XP. Lays down the ice path preemptively, but it looks like Bat will get away, and Naga will be able to heal up. So I'm not sure I agree with that decision on the gank. If you see two heroes right here, which are very squishy at this level, especially with a Bat who can just throw a Firefly and Napalm on top of them, I feel like TA could have definitely got a couple kills there instead of trying to get too far on the Naga. Although, since Naga did just turn 6, maybe she saw the opportunity that she was only level 5 and tried to get that easy kill. And it's very important to get the Naga kill over Tide and Jakiro, but I feel like she could have gotten... It's better to get 2 than none, obviously. So it looks like Sand King setting up for a little bit of gank, but no, they decided to go top. This bear is fairly squishy right now. He does have his ultimate, but TA should be able to chew through him, especially if she manages to kill the bear as well. Looks like Bear is going to start transforming, but Gale does hit. He's going to be slow, and yeah, this should be an easy death. The ward needs to start hitting the bear, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, looks like Chinchillax, barely survives, and unfortunate luck of the draw, the tower hit goes to the SK first. If the tower hit had gone to TA, she would have died there. Sunstrike right on the money and gets her to under 50 HP, and unfortunately for G, he was just an RNG kind of determined that they the SK would body block for the TA. Sorry, that was really hard to say for some reason. Looks like SK is going to go over for a dive here. Since Invoker does not have any points in Wex. Oh no! Chin messes up and Meld hits the Forge Spirit, unfortunately. Won't be able to get that kill. And looks like Sunstrike is on the money. Kerblam, we have some roasted skeleton of a Scorpion, I should say. Looks like that's going to help the Invoker a lot. He's level 8. He catches up to the TA in levels pretty much. He is a lot behind in farm, but every Sunstrike kill he gets really just needs to supplement that farm. And especially since the TA has been ganking, he's been able to sit mid and get a little bit more ahead. Although it looks like with refraction charges, this tower should be going down within a couple of waves. SK is ported bot in order to set up a gank, it looks like, on the GHD since Tide is going back to base. Tide's very low, sorry I missed that. It probably took a lot of harassment from the Bat, although Bat isn't 6, so wasn't able to get the lasso off. So Invoker's copping a lot of damage mid, but should be able to walk out okay. And mid tower probably will be going down. Yeah, it's okay for him to tank this with refraction charges in order to get this last hit, which I hope SK doesn't steal. No, T gets the tower. Again, leading the CS charge right now, it's really important, especially to get that last tower since she doesn't have any kills on top of it. Only got that assist on the Soul Bear since Luna, I believe, got that kill. No. SK looks like he got it. It looks like there will be a gank going on bot. Although this is a bad timing since Tidehunter is going to port in. It's not 6, but they should be able to get this Jakiro fairly easily. Yeah, meld hit 2 more hits and she go down. Is netted right now, and there's a port in by the Invoker. Invoker should have, no, he doesn't have Cold Snap up. I wish he kind of did because he should be able to catch up to that TA, but it looks like TA is going to get away. TA's trying to go in with this double damage. Might be a little bit of hubris. I hope. Oh, she tried to focus the Invoker instead of the Tide. I think she forgets the Tide really doesn't get tanky until later levels, especially with Kraken Shell at higher levels. Right now, only at level 1, it's not as big a deal. Looks like the Bear was forced to go back to base. Is going to be trying to get some farm mid. Which is the downside about getting this early tower, is that you do open up a lot of farm mid for a hero, especially Lone Druid, who got shut down pretty hard, only 24 last hits. Not terrible considering the circumstances, but yeah, I think at this point, once he gets his bear back up, he can just go into the jungle. And it looks like he is trying to bait the TA while the Invoker sits in the woods. I don't know if they can go on this. The bear obviously doesn't have boots, and so only TA Tranquil boots on the hero. But it looks like they are going to try and go in on this. Cold Snap is going to be able... Ooh, first hit and tangle. This is going to be 1 dead Chinchillax. Yeah, Sunstrike right on the money. Good play. I was a little skeptical that they wouldn't be able to catch up, but it looks like Cold Snap bought enough time for the bear to get a nice entangle. And that's one of the benefits of bear. Even if you don't get farm, as long as you have luck on your side, you'll be able to get some gold going in kills. Now, I will point out, I'm a little disappointed that both teams haven't tried to take that early tower, considering how easily they were able to farm in these tri-lanes. They should be able to push these towers a lot easier, and looking right now, it doesn't look like either team has a Ring of Basilius, or at least the Dire team doesn't, which is a bit of a mistake. You want to have that Ring of Basilius just because it's so powerful. Oh, it looks like Bear is going down, excuse me. Luna pops the ult, and with 1 last hit from SK. Oh, nice entangle. Sunstrike is going to be enough with 1 nice hit. Yes, even though the salve was going off, Invoker does get that kill. Nice play by him. Good reaction time to port up top and get that last hit since the Sunstrike wasn't going to be enough to get the kill on its own. As I was saying though, it's really, you want to have a Ring of Basilius on at least 1 hero in a tri-lane since it gives you mana and armor for the tri-lane, but also the creep wave. And it will be able to get you that early tower, which gives you the gold you really need that you're going to lose in a tri-lane since you're not going to be as much free farm. Looks like THD will be getting hit right now. Lasso goes down, and THD should die pretty easily. Tide is only level 4 still. I like to see that they focus on the Tide now, but no, they're going to back off. Naga illusions kind of scare them off, and even though TA has haste. Oh no, it looks like she is going to try and pick up the Naga. Naga does have enough, yeah, she with mana boot, she has plenty of money, or excuse me, gold I should say, for her sleep. Oh, unfortunately she does leave the Tide behind, but you should be able to wrap back around, and is going to try and port out. If no, there's no flame break available. Unfortunate, the Tide is going to be able to get out. A little bad teamwork by the the Naga player, I should say, because she could have stuck with that Tide and just popped sleep to guarantee they both get out, but she tried to save herself. Not a bad characteristic on a carry to try and save yourself, since you are more important, but since that Tide is just hurting so much for farm, like look at this, he's not even level 5, 13 minutes in the game. Meanwhile, we see a Venno who's already level 6, and the SK is already level 6. So actually, if I look at the overall XP graph, yeah, 1500 experience. You can see this tri-lane, just because their pulls were so much effective on the Radiant side, they were able to get a lot more experience. But if I'm not mistaken, nope, the Luna does have more to farm. So I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I'm guessing just the pulls and then soaking XP from the Naga, we're able to get less total experience. Since there is a change that with 3+ heroes, each hero gets reduced experience. Well, normally you would split experience from creeps. You get even less if there's more than 3 heroes. So it's really important in tri-lane to not steal the experience from the #1 player. But it looks like SK will miss his stun right here. Should be enough, though, with Epi going off in order to get this THD kill. Yeah, with TA having a double damage, it's pretty slim pickings for that THD to be able to get out of there alive. Looks like Invoker is able to ghost walk out of here. Good play on him. Well, he wasn't able to pick up a kill, but obviously he's getting decent farm now. Has his drums. A little surprising that he's going the movement speed build when he's going to Exort. kind of not needed as much. I would have liked to just see skipping the drums, especially since somebody else on his team could have benefited more from it, like say Tidehunter. Since it does give him a lot more tankiness, the move speed he needs to get into the middle of the fight. Hold that thought though, we do see the TA is going to be able to get this bear kill. Just one more auto attack should do it. Oh no! Nice popping of the battle cry. Is able to get that last armor to deflect most of the damage done by TA. It looks like they should be able to get this kill on the TA. It does have enough for Meld, but with one of Meatball, yeah. Meatball and Riptide, it's more than enough to get that TA kill. So good rotation by the Naga to come mid, and good play by the Invoker to stay around after the bear makes his great escape. Looking at the items real quick, excuse me. Do you see Vanguard Mana Boots on the Naga? Sorry, I thought I heard a song. I'm losing it. Looks like the bear has Tranquil Boots, and I think he's just saving up for a Relic. He doesn't actually. He does nothing right now, but I can't imagine what else he could go for right now, other than maybe a Maelstrom. Tide does have his Mana Boots and did turn level 6. Very important. If the other team did not see it, he'll be able to sneak in some Ravages and get a couple of kills that they might not have expected, since they know this Tide has been underfarmed, and all 5 are rotating bot right now. But since they know this Tide is underfarmed, they might not expect him to get level 6 anytime soon. Continue on this trend, TA did pick up her Blink Dagger and ports in bot, although they're going to need a lot more heroes rotating. Looks like all 5 are going to rotate bot. A little slow rotation on the supports, but with a with a Fortify up, they should be fine. Looks like they're going to go in here. That is going over the top. Should be able to lasso one hero. I hope it's not the THD. THD will drop instantly. Nice Meatball. Picks up 2 heroes. Oh, and a good Ravage. Catches every hero right now. They get 2 kills on the SK and the Venomancer. And that rider will go down the second that he drops his ult. Looks like TA is going to be chasing down the Tidehunter on the backside, but the bear is on top pursuit. We'll be able to get a Meld hit. We'll be able to get a root in time. No, the bear will be going down, and the TA is on the run. Looks like there will be a net up if not Knee is ready for it. Oh, nice Meld hit. Is able to dispel the net, and it looks like Invoker will get one more hit though. Nice play on dodging the net, but it wasn't enough. And they might not have any detection, but these 2 heroes certainly have enough AoE that even if she had stayed in Meld right there, they would have been able to burst her down. So that was a really, really even fight. You had the Tidehunter ultimate really changed that though. It looked like the and Sunstrike is gonna get, yeah, he's just gonna chip on the bat. So they were able to get a pretty even trade on both sides, but we see the Invoker and the Naga live, and I believe it looks like the Luna did die in that fight. So the 2-1 heroes for well, not the 2-1 heroes. The 2 most important heroes for Pitt did live for that fight because that Ravage hit 5 heroes. And Bat's ultimate was canceled instantly, as he only got it at the end of that fight. Since he doesn't have any movement items to get into the fight and pull off a lasso, he died instantly. And it wasn't a very effective use, even though he did have Firefly going out over the entire battlefield, which is really hard to deal with since you have to fight in it. There's no other option. You can't just run away from Firefly since he's going to catch up to you with Napalm. Looks like at the end of that we will see, let's look at the gold graphs. Yeah, we see a massive swing for the Radiant side. They weren't really winning in farm early game, but that fight just makes such a difference when Invoker and Naga are able to get a couple of kills each and just turn that fight so completely. And we also see the golden experience both swinging back in the way of the Radiant side. All 5 heroes are sitting mid right now. Looks like they're trying to go for a tier 2. I like this idea since they know Ravage is down, but it's almost up again. They need to make their impact quick. And in that last fight, I forgot to point out, SK didn't actually get his Epicenter off since he was engaged on by Invoker, and the dropping the Meatball dropped him and Venom to like 10% of health each. So they weren't really able to do a lot that fight. But they also weren't expecting just I think they underestimated the Ice Path Meatball Riptide damage before even Ravage had gone out. Looks like Luna will be porting back top the farm. Looking at the GPM right now, yeah, Invoker's on top just because of the couple kills he's gotten, which is really important. I want to point out he got absolutely no farm early, but he's still able to do. Now that he's got a couple kills, it starts to roll his farm forward. Although every hero this game is pretty underfarmed, especially since Luna and Naga, who should be farming really heavily right now, are completely underleveled, or underfarmed, I should say, since they've been in a lot of fights and they haven't been particularly farming well. Oops. Yeah, hero level we can just see the supports are relatively even, and a little better on the Radiant side for levels, since their top heroes do have their levels needed, and Bear's levels are very, very important, since he does get Bear form leveled up, just keeps on adding his health. And he's already a hard hero to take down level 1 Bear form, but once you get to level 3 Bear form at level 16, and he has, I think, close to 2,000 health without any health items, it's just really hard to deal with, especially when you're trying to take him down over anything else if the Bear gets tanky enough. Looks like things are calming down right now. They're just they're letting Luna farm, and UMASS is just kind of getting all the supports farmed up. It's a little disappointing this bat hasn't gone to the jungle yet. I feel like he can really benefit from that since nobody else is. I don't think Luna has gotten... No, she's not even going Helm of the Dominator. She's going straight Manta style. I do see an invis on Chinchillax. I wonder if it's going to jump on this THD. Looks like they're going to try and set up for a fight mid, but they shouldn't realize that Ravage is up right now. Looks like the trap misses, and an ice path by THD is going to stop Chinchillax in his spots. Meanwhile, Bear's just trying to farm the jungle. Oh my god, that's a graphical error. Anyway, 4 heroes are pushing mid right now, and they should be able to get this kill. Or, I'm sorry, get a tower if they push hard enough. Since right now, yeah, Bear's in the jungle, Naga's bot lane, and Invoker just ports top to save the tier 1. Which I'm a little bit disappointed that 21 minutes in from a defensive tri-lane didn't get a tower. Looks like Invoker is going to try and go for the combo. Let's see if he's able... Oh, so much damage. It's a beautiful combo. Luna did not expect that coming. The basic premise of it is you Yule Scepter, you throw a Sunstrike down, and the delay that it takes for a Sunstrike to hit the ground, you'll drop out of Yules. And then on top of that, you throw down Meatball. But it looks like they are going to try and pick off Tidehunter here. See if he does pop the Ravage. Yeah, he is able to pop the Ravage. Might be able to turn the SK yet. Nice Macro Pyre. Should be able to save... no, Tidehunter's going to go down here to Poison Ticks. But it will be an entangle on the Venomancer, and Venomancer will go down. Invoker rotates mid. Yeah, there's a Sentry. I was just going to say they need some detection and entangle. Invoker, nice play, getting the Yule so that he can't blink out, and they should be able to get this TA. Yeah, a little bit of an overextension on that Tidehunter. Was able to get the Ravage off. And we don't have a pause from Naga. Was able to get the Ravage off, catch a couple heroes, and instantly turned around and popped the SK. Really unfortunate for him, especially since, yeah, he's still at Epi on cooldown. And he is pretty underleveled. Looking at the levels right now, excuse me. Yeah, the SK is they're pretty hurting for levels down here when you get a hero like a level 15 Invoker, who, with all his kills, mind you, is able to pull ahead. What is the button for that? Q. Yeah, 8-0 right now. He's just been able to pull back his farm and experience just from these kills alone. And you saw how potent that combo is when you get Meatball, Deafening Blast, Sunstrike from a Yule Scepter. And he is going Ags next, it looks like. So we'll be able to use that combo even more often and a little cheaper since Invoke's cooldown, or excuse me, cost is quite prohibitive. When you get 80 per Invoke at level, and it's, what is it, 5 seconds, sorry. It's a lot of mana in order to Invoke alone. Lone Druid does get the tower, good for him. He doesn't have any farm right now, and he does get Phase Boost on the Bear. So he is just looking to get this Bear into the fight, hope for an entangle, and set up the Invoker. I don't think this Bear is going to have a lot of impact for a long time. He does not have any farm right now in order to support it, or in order to support his team. Meanwhile, the Naga is trying to go for Diffusal Blade. Personally, I don't like the Vanguard on her because I feel like a Heart is more effective HP item for her than a Vanguard would be. And the early levels, I don't think she needs a Vanguard for the health or the block, since she has enough disables with her sleep and her net in order to get away, that she's not going to be really tanking a lot of heroes. Especially when you have a hero like Lone Druid and Tide, who are going to be the quote-unquote tank heroes, taking a lot of focus on their... at the start of the fight, heroes should be focusing the Tidehunter, and then hopefully the Bear, since the Bear just does so much damage if you leave him unchecked. Going into the items again, looks like the Fusel. No new items for any hero. The Bear obviously just has his Phase Boots, and does have 2,000 gold. Interesting to see if he does try and go for the Relic. Oh, sorry, I missed the combo from Invoker again. This Luna really is underestimating the power of that combo. Even though she does have a high movement speed, and with the Yasha and Drums of Phase, she's almost got max movement speed. If Invoker just catches up to her with the Yules, which has a pretty long range, I think it's around this much radius. I can't really draw it, but it's pretty far radius. he can catch up, and the second he catches up, you're pretty much any hero is dead, save a super tanky hero like Lone Druid. Looks like Naga is trying to fight off the TA here. Well, looks like Invoker does get a kill. Sorry, I thought they were just going to get the tower and back off. I wanted to see what happens in this fight. Looks like Naga does back off, and TA doesn't know. She's not able to know which Naga is real, so she's just back off too. Looks like they're going to push for 2 towers. Really important though, even though this bear doesn't have any farm, because he has Demolish on the bear, it's so easy to push down towers, especially since Invoker just gets so much damage going for him with Exort that they can just shred towers if they don't pay attention, if the enemy team isn't paying attention. So it looks like TA is going for BKB next. Very smart decision. They have a lot of stuns, lockdowns, and especially, I mean, even though Entangle, you can't dispel it with BKB, it kind of, you want to block as much of that magic damage as you can, because TA right now, Luna doesn't have the farm in order to be a right clicker, although she is going to try and go on THD, gets the uphill miss though, unfortunate for her. Looks like Invoker's going to try and go for the combo, looks like, oh my god, look how much damage that did. Isn't able to catch it, and is that caught out? Lasso and Luna Alder pop. Nice Ravage on the backside though, Epicenter hits nothing, and they are going to be able to catch a couple of heroes. Wonder if they're going to go in on this. No, Invoker does buy back, we'll be able to pour it in. I think this fight's going to continue, yeah, Chillax is going in on this, THD will die instantly, and Tide dropped right after he put down his Ravage. It was a nice Ravage, but I feel like it was a little wasted since Naga wasn't anywhere near them, and Bear was just getting into the fight. And it's really important to save that Ravage for a team fight you know you can win. Nice Tornado will be able to block out half the creeps, but he doesn't have the level of Wex in order to really set down an EMP. Which he should try anyway, but I guess he's not. It's really important to burn mana on these mana-intensive heroes like Venomancer, Batrider, Luna, and TA. They really depend on their small mana pools. I don't like this blink by TA. She was way too aggressive with that blink. She might pay for it right here. Might go down. Yeah, 5 heroes and a net. Unless she's able to meld and one more hit. Yeah, she's going to go down. Looks like they might be able to catch this bat too, but no, they're going to turn around for the Venomancer. Don't necessarily agree with that. Bat's a little higher on the priority list than the Venomancer, since the Venomancer is expected to die anyway. Long range Gush does catch the bat, and the bear is just moving so fast. Nice Yule Scepter. We'll be able to combo this. TA does buy back, but not before the bat dies. Looks like, no, okay, Invoker didn't get his Ags up yet, but I thought he's getting pretty close to it, only a couple thousand away. So that buyback's really going to hurt TA. She was so close to her BKB, which she really needs to stay in these fights. And but she needs to buy back. It's completely understandable. Even though Tide Ravage is still down, this is a really powerful team, especially since they blew Luna all last fight and the Epicenter, so they don't have their own cooldowns. Mantipile is popped for the Luna, and they are going to run in on this. Bear is just so tanky though, he's able to tank that and take down the, the Luna. Bear does go down, Combo is able to kill the Venomancer. Ooh, nice net on the TA, and she will be going down. Yeah, not a lot you can do about this. And Yellow needs to cancel his TP, yeah, good job. Good job by Bad. He was really in a bad position there. If he was going to TP, he would have died instantly. Just the right clicks alone, I feel like. One thing I want to point out about Naga, she's pretty good counter than TA, just because net prevents her TA from blinking, which is really important on TA. She needs that mobility in order to get into a fight and pick off the hero she needs. And on top of that, Naga illusions, each, because obviously there's four images plus Naga is the 4th image, I should say. Sorry. She can just take down refraction charges almost instantly, letting her use Riptide and her others, any other hero can use their spells on top of that once you have the illusion hitting them down. Looks like the bear, yeah, goes for the Radiance. Obviously, not a very good decision to go for Radiance recipe first, but he might have panicked and tried to buy it before he died last time. Although, yeah, he did go down, I think, last fight. And he will be having the Radiance pretty shortly. It's an incredibly late Radiance, but honestly, at this point, since they're so far ahead, looking at the gold, yeah, 10,000 XP ahead, 5,000 gold ahead. I think it's excusable. They're just buying time for this bear to get really fat, especially since Naga has her Diffusal, and she hasn't used Naga ult to set up these fights at all. They've won these without needing a setup. The kills have fallen right into their lap. Looks like Tia is doing the smart decision and trying to sneak in a Rosh. They really do need this, although there is a Radiant Ward. Wonder if they noticed this. They should have noticed this right now, that they're going for Rosh. Yeah, Sunstrike will hit and see that they're going for Rosh, and with Ravage up, I expect all 5 to rotate in. Yeah, Ravage is up. They got a race though. This Rosh is getting pretty low, and it looks like TA is gonna just try and stay and tank it. Ooh, bad timing for the DC. Right in Invoker combo. Looks pretty fucking epic though. Look at that. Look at that little circle on Deafening Blast alone. No, I won't ruin the experience, but this is a pretty bad position for excuse me, for UMass Amherst. Even though Tide doesn't have a Blink Dagger, this combo is just going to hit on two heroes and prevent them from leaving the pit since the AoE will be behind them. And Naga will be able to sleep since they are going to go on this Invoker, who is very, very much out of position. But if he's able to use himself and they get a Naga sleep going, it should buy time for the Tide to get in position. The Bear to run in, who is 400 gold away from his Relic right now. And THD almost was mech. So just looking at the items real quick. Looks like Naga is going for Lincoln's next. Tide obviously is saving up for his Blink Dagger. TA is still trying to get her BKB. Venomancer trying to get a mech. Nowhere near Blink Dagger for SK, and Luna just got her Manta. Looks like we are pausing right here, and we see the combo. Yeah, the combo alone just does so much damage to Luna. They are able to get the Aegis up on the Invoker. Ooh, I should say TA, but they are able to get the sleep off, and these heroes are in perfect position for G. Yeah, look at that Macro Pyre. Just shuts off anybody from leaving the pit, and that Ravage is pretty clutch. Catches two heroes right off the bat. Bat is able to grab, I think that was the Invoker, but he's going to go down anyway. These heroes are pretty low, unless Luna can get like 5 heroes lined up for her for her side blades. So that was a 4 for none trade, and the only unfortunate thing is TA got out with the Aegis, but not so big a deal. Let me move you, Naga. Yeah, and it was a really good trade. Like I said, this choke is perfect for the Radiant team since they can throw down all Invoker spells in this choke, a Macro Pyre, Naga Riptide, and a Ravage. It's so powerful. Their team fight right now is so very powerful. Looks like TA will be caught out. Is trying to just kill the bear, who does get his Radiance, by the way, right after that fight. Meld is going to dispel the net, but I think they should stop going in on this. I don't know why they're trying for this so hard. Especially since SK's up and he's going to have an Epi, I believe. No, he used it last fight, excuse me. Ooh, Sunstrike's going to take the SK pretty low. Looks like THD will be able to get out of there. Yeah, he is. And Bear will be running for his life. Oh no, TA is trying to go back on the Naga. And a nice Lunar Strike by Luna will be able to catch it. Oh, looks like Chinchillix does go down right now. Should be trading for the Naga though. And the Radiance Burn will catch the Venom. So a 1-for-1 trade. Obviously not good to lose the Naga, but still. With the Aegis up, this TA can just keep chasing. And I think this Bear's low enough that she could keep chasing, but I don't know. She's gonna do it. But yeah, okay, never mind. Trying to get Invoker, but this is a bad idea. Yeah, he's got his full combo ready. Refraction does block all of it, but still. That's pretty scary. Bat does pick up his blink. Sorry, no, missed that. And Tide gets his blink as well after that fight. I don't think anyway SK is anywhere close to his blink still yet, so we won't be seeing that anytime soon. And the SK is pretty hurting for levels right now, as we see the XP graph and gold graph are still pretty much in the Radiant's favor. Just take a drink real quick. Alright, so as we can see, now that the Bear is Radiance, he's gonna be pretty scary. Obviously, it's more that their dire supports are underleveled, and we'll deny this tower by the way. But this Bear looks scary since this Radiance is obviously incredibly late. But again, versus a Veno and an underfarmed SK, that Radiance burn is just going to tear them apart. Looks like TA, yeah, she still doesn't have her BKB. Unfortunate, she's been trying to save up for this for probably 10 minutes now. And that earlier buyback really hurt her and getting to it. We'll be interested to see what Invoker goes next. Expect the Sheep Stick. It's so good on him, and it just sets up his combo even more. Oh god, with the double damage, he's going to hit really hard. And yeah, he's already got the Meatball and Sunstrike prepared for his combo, so he's going to go and try and pick somebody off, I feel like, right now, with double damage up. Look at that. 350 damage almost. So scary. And it's really important to note, this is what good play will get you. He really didn't do a lot middle. He got really no farm, but because he was able to get all these kills and more importantly wasn't dying. You can get a lot of kills and you can die a lot and come out pretty even, but when you just get this high of a kill death ratio, you just see the gold turning around for you. As we can see from the gold, yeah, he's leading the gold, even though on last hits, he's pretty far behind the Luna. Although it's a little disappointing, nobody in this game is really farming well, but it's been a pretty high octane game, so it's understandable. Looks like there will be a 5-man push pop, but THD is way out of position and Naga's got to catch up fast. Looks like the bear will be able to get the tower. And looks like Veno is really out of position, pops his ult defensively. And yeah, he will go down here. It looks like Invoker... Ooh, Luna pops her ult. A nice Ravage, though. Lasso picks up the Invoker. He will be able to walk out of here okay, though. Bat looks like he's going to go down the Radiance Burn. TA is in the middle of the fight. She doesn't have an Aegis or a BKB. And actually, she's going to go down. Ghost Walk by Invoker is going to slow her down to the point the rest of the team can catch up. And Luna's going to go down here as well. Meatball is a little off, but they're able to kick it up with the Bear. So that's a 4-for-0 trade, and that Bat's got to limp home. Oh wow, he's gone a long way. He went a long way since I saw him. And this should turn into a tier 3 tower for the Dire team. Or excuse me, the Pitt team, Radiant. Since TA doesn't have a buyback and she still doesn't have her BKB, yeah, this is going to be easy racks. A little bit raid on that 4-5, but I don't think it was worth it anyway because A, they're going to chew through this, and B, there was no way to defend with only 3 heroes up. So good play by the Dire. Just that Invoker is tearing people apart. Just instantly right-click down. Yeah, GG is called. Instantly is able to right-click down the support heroes, such as that Venomancer, and then just all his spells, especially with his Ag stick. He's just able to throw out so many spells that it disrupts the team fight, especially with good Ravages on top of it. Just causes a lot of chaos going out. Now it looks like Veno's trying to gain. Yeah, not going to be able to juke. And yeah, that's game 1. It looks like pretty. It was pretty even from the tri lanes onward, and they got first blood came pretty late. I think it was like 10 minutes in, and even though the bear wasn't a threat, just how tanky that bear is. Although he's going for heart, I don't like that. He's already tanky enough as it is, but that bear was able to just be so tanky that no matter how much effort they put into killing him, it didn't matter. And Invoker was able to tear up the farm, or excuse me, tear up the supports. Well, Chinchillax on the TUA was the only hope they had of doing any damage since Luna wasn't doing a lot. Now, and looks like that will be game 1, and I will be bringing you game 2 very shortly. Thanks for watching.